Hello, everybody. Before we get started, look around the room. Meet somebody you don't know. You got 1 minute to go. Find somebody new. All right, find your seats. Let's get it going.
And before we get started, if you have not received a ticket, will you raise your hand so Shanna and Landon can get you?
Sorry, not vendors and affiliates, just KW people on that. Also a reminder, if you see the green lights on, anything you say can and will be heard out in the internet world. So make sure you're not saying things that shouldn't go anywhere. So Rachel, each week we start with either our MVP or P. Today is our M.
Yep. Build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. I'm gonna have trouble walking around this.
That's right.
You know I can't stay stationary.
I love it. And the thing I love about this, only 2 of these deal with work. The rest of these are about having a life with goes beyond any means shot. Oh my gosh, the whole group is just so crazy back there. Let's straighten them out.
Sold the donuts.
This is not working. You gotta hit the on buttons. Where might work a little bit. Okay, Onward. I saw Katia somewhere. Tell us what Onward has going on right now.
We have transaction coordination and marketing, and we still have summer promos going. So if you're interested, you can talk to me after team meeting. I'll be in the leadership office, or you can email me at marketing@onwardagentservices.com.
I heard you talking with something about the summer promos yesterday.
Yes.
Some of them are drastically reduced compared to normal, correct?
Yeah, a lot of them are half off or close to that. So definitely worth taking a look at.
Very cool. And that's for here. That's for you all online out in our satellite areas. Onward can help you leverage things even when you're out in various places. So make sure to talk with them. Look at our vendor list and our affiliates. There's a ton of them getting on here. Everyone wants to be with the cool kids. So,
We'll start here. Kevin, start with you.
Hi there, Kevin Kohler with Allstate Insurance. Hopefully to help you out with your property casualty needs. Just wanted to make a quick announcement. We did drop our rates as of yesterday. I've actually worked with a couple of realtors where we did their home and autos together and saved them a bunch of money and can't be beat. So Kevin with Allstate would love to help you out.
Thank you. Christina.
Hi, Christina Ferrante with 417 Home Loans. I'm your lending lady for life. And I just wanted to let you guys know, if you haven't talked to your favorite lender about seller paid buy downs due, they're making a huge difference and they're really cost effective. So
Awesome. Casey Cooper.
Casey Cooper with Summit Lending. It's taken a while, but I finally got a down payment assistance program with no penalties if you pay it back within 5-10 years, like a lot of them are. So if you have any questions about it, give me a call. Casey with Summit Lending, I'll always have your best interest.
Jess.
Hey guys, Jess Bowman, Bowman Insurance Group. We're a local independent insurance broker. So we have a lot of options to hopefully help you guys and your clients. And we just really appreciate you guys and thank you for allowing us to be a part of your team.
George.
Hi, George Rockman with the Joe's Home Warranty, where we give your clients the power to choose. We're seeing the market shift, so we're seeing a lot of seller paid home warranty, so want to have that conversation. Hi, Jen. Let's have coffee, let's have whiskey, we'll talk about.
Coffee or cocktail?
Carl.
All we do, Doctor Home Inspection, one-stop shop for all your home inspection needs, helping to put your client's mind at ease during the home inspection process. So, thank you.
And Jeff.
Jeff Johnson, you mortgage. Today, I am just Roman's grandpa.
All right.
I think that was everyone, right?
I got him.
Okay, cool.
Something's going on. Nicole, what screen are you all seeing on the internet right now? Are you seeing the mission screen or the vendors?
Vendors.
Okay,
Just
that TV's weird. By the way, I don't know if y'all can see Nicole. She's got reindeer ears on. She's waving her hand.
Yes, that's so funny. It is Christmas today, y'all.
Yes.
How many of you shot Prime Day already?
This was like
yeah.
Prime Day.
Oh, yeah. As soon as midnight hit, let's go.
All right, so each week our vendors have a culture where they like to give out. Last week, Jess Bowman was the winner of the Vindy.
Jess, who do you have for us this week?
Yes, I thought long and hard about who to give it to, and I was hoping that he was here today. And I want to give it to my good friend George Brockman. Hello, George. Yeah, I see.
George, that means we'll see you next week.
Yeah, now you have to come.
Same time next week.
Okay, then the most important thing, do not call people you're not supposed to, do not get sued, do not bring litigation upon yourself or Keller Williams. And last week's culture winner was Gina Hutcherson and Stan. This week, Stan, by the way, before we get to that, who has the actual Stepus Award? We can't find it.
Yeah, someone's
Someone's
probably in the
keeping it. We need it back. I can't remember who's the last person to actually have the trophy, so.
I never got it. Have to put a reward out or
Yeah,
something.
so Rachel, did Gina choose the winner this week? or
No,
did-
Stan did.
Okay, so what
Stan
did Stan have to
submitted
say?
the winner. So Stan wants to take charge this time. He wants to thank all the humans that keep treats for the four-legged fur agents.
Huh.
He especially wants to thank this person, as this person always puts a smile on Stan's face. It's so nice for her to say that about me. Just kidding. Congratulations, Tish. Here's the one that you can keep, but we'll find out.
The Stepus Award is floating around somewhere. Awesome. Okay, Jim or Don, are they here with us?
Jim is still recovering from surgery.
So they will be next week because we're going to go over the best practices of the new contracts and documents. So this, I'm expecting a whole lot more people than just this because everyone wants to know how to do the new forms. Keep that in mind. That's next week. So they'll be here for that.
And we had a broker meeting last week at the board, so they gave us a full rundown of what is going on. So we'll have that information to talk about as well. So this room should be packed out with all the new contracts.
It was so funny at that meeting though, how many other brokerages were like, what changes are happening? When do we see the
Yeah, it was
documents?
frightening.
And we're like, we've been talking about this for months, so we're in good shape. I was gonna tell about some stats, but never mind, I'll hold off on that. That's too exciting. Also, make sure you get your CE done so you can continue to practice real estate. So the CE code is still going. We have till,
September 30th.
that's getting here fast.
And remember, it's a two-step process. So just because you complete the 12 hours, you still have to wait 48 hours for it to update to then pay the fee for then it to go through. So do not wait till September 30th.
Okay, so when you're ready to pay the fee, where do you go?
So you should receive an envelope or a little postcard in the mail or an email to your email through the MREC. So it'll have a little code that you'll put in there. If you have moved and you have not updated the MREC with your address, then they're gonna send that to a completely different address. And if you don't use that email anymore, you might as well call the MREC right now to get that.
So just go straight to MREC.
Yeah, but you should get an email and a mailer too.
Okay.
When can we expect those?
You should have already received them.
I've never-
They did mail out this month. So if you haven't received it by the end of July, please call. Also on the internal Facebook page, I did put a link. I think that you can actually get your code just by clicking a link on the MREC website. So I did put a link featured, posted at the very top. So you can also click there.
Very cool, because several of us have not got anything yet, so that's why
Oh, sorry.
I actually did my classes ahead of time. Usually it's like 20 hours before it's due, so I just gotta get to my
And
next
the two
step.
main classes you want to get is Code of Ethics and Fair Housing. So those are the two that you would want to, because it's a Code of Ethics renewal year as well.
And if you do them all through CE Cheap and use the code here on this yellow form, you can do it all for $48. That's the best way to do it. Okay, stats from last week. These are starting to become very normal each week. Nothing's changing a lot, although last week, Somo and GSBR did go up in number of contracts. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. But we're starting to see just a leveling out of things. In fact, here's compared to last year. Look at the changes there. For GSBR, it's not that much. Somo is a little bit more, but we're just seeing normalness now. Except for how many homes went pending in 1 day or less. Last year, we were still running about 40 homes a month, 40 homes a week going 1 day or less. Now it's running between 17 and 20. Here's the interesting stat, though. Again, this is staying about normal. We seem like we're gonna stay in the 1800s all the way through the summer. But here's
So
what
that number, say the number, because they can't read it. from
Oh,
the
that's
back.
right. We're at 1,856 active listings in GSBR yesterday.
This time last year, 1,214.
This time in 2019, 2,078. We're only 100, no, almost 200 different. So we're about to 2019 in normal. You laughing at my fast math?
No, I was looking at 2021 where it was 812 this time last.
Oh my
year.
gosh, yeah.
21.
So those of you that have been in the real estate 4 or 5 years, you've seen drastic changes in a short amount of time. It's just kind of insane on that. Okay, here's another one I pulled up that we usually don't look at. Absorption rate. This is for all of SOMO. So this is not GSBR. This is not Greene County. 6 months is usually considered a balanced market between buyers and sellers. What the absorption rate means, with the current amount of listings we have, if we keep selling the same number of houses each week, we're going to run out of houses in about 4 months. Now, that does not take into account $150,000 house as opposed to a 2 million. So it's a stat that sort of tells you something, but at the same time doesn't, because every price range is different. But this several months ago, or about a year ago, we were under 2 months inventory.
Yeah.
So it's getting to where there's more things for buyers to choose from, which means buyers are more picky on their inspections. So you got to have conversations with both sides before you get to those points. Oh, like a buyer strategy session or a listing agreement.
Oh, man, if you were there on Friday, we talked all about that.
Oh my gosh. By the way, Rachel, wasn't that amazing?
No.
The panels didn't put all the magic together, so. So it was fantastic. We're gonna try and do more of those down the road.
Yeah, the feedback forms, I made this joke yesterday on my OP call, but you can't get agents to give you showing feedback, but we've had over 40 feedback responses for the event given. So that's pretty cool. You know, and showing feedback's the hard part. So we're excited. A lot of the feedback was that we want to see it 2 to 3 times a year. So we're working on what that will look like.
We're gonna have to just be used to going to illusions.
Yeah. Again, seriously, he was my road person, I thought.
Oh, yeah, there were some interesting things said, and so thank goodness there's no evidence anywhere. Okay, so Nicole, tell us what's coming on next week. This is really, really cool.
Yes, so next Wednesday, we have 2 amazing special guests from KWRI. They are both labs managers. They are in KW Command, making it better, just increasing the you know, what you guys are asking for. They're the ones who are making it happen. They are going to be live in person in our training center next Wednesday. They're going to basically be using open house playbooks to help you find and secure listings with open houses. So I highly, highly recommend. It's an hour-and-a-half workshop. This is definitely something that we haven't had in a while. We haven't had any open house classes or anything or trainings. So get back in here, get your open houses back up to, you know, top notch, or kind of trying something new for your business, because you know, our businesses are changing. So let's find some new ways to go ahead and get that business. I did put a link, so please sign up. Like I said, live in person at 10 a.m. till about 11:30, and then they'll hang around till about noon for questions. But they are in KW Command. So if you are wanting to ask certain questions or help kind of increase your business or increase your database, because remember, your database is your business. And if you don't have a database, then you don't have a business. Thanks.
Famous tagline. Yeah.
She's a passionate reindeer
Yeah, I
today.
know, she's a very passionate reindeer. One thing we want to point out is, notice the title, How to Find and Secure Listings with Open Houses. Holding an open house isn't just to gain buyers, it's also having the opportunity to have listings. So that's what David and Donnie are going to use, that perspective of how do you go out and get more listings by hosting. an
And
open
it's
house.
not have dinner on Sunday, go put a sign in the yard, do it for 2 hours and be done either.
It's like we're going back to 7th level open house and shift.
Oh my gosh. But so how many people in here built their business from open houses? Several of us in here. I used to get 4 deals a year from actual open houses, just from doing it every other week. Chris, oh my gosh, I remember going into one of yours and you had this tech thing set up where people sign in. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm way
iPad
behind.
stand.
Yeah.
Years ago, I used to average 1 closing per open house.
That's awesome.
1 closing per open house. Wow. And Pauline, you said you built that way?
Yeah, and now, like, I still get repeat business from people that I met at my open houses.
Somebody posted the GSBR page, I answered and they said, have you ever sold an actual open house? My favorite one ever was on Easter one year. I did an open house because I didn't have my girl at the time. I might as well do an open house. I sold a previous meth house on Easter. If that doesn't say 417, I don't know. But yeah, so open houses work. We got two of the experts, and when Rachel says they're in command, meaning they're creating the stuff in command, not just they're understanding it. They're part of putting it together, making it all work. So this is gonna be a great thing. Mark it next Wednesday, 10 to noon down in here. Okay, lots going on in the calendar.
Yes.
Tell us about tomorrow. We'll wait for that slide on that.
Okay, great. So today Nicole is teaching Take Control of Your Business with Command. We have an ALC meeting this Thursday. If you've never attended an ALC meeting, highly recommend to come sit, listen to the conversation. One of the big changes in ALC, it's not just about policies and procedures, it's about what's going on in top agents' businesses in our market center. And you get to hear what they're navigating, the challenges, maybe the opportunities that they've come across. So it's a great conversation to come and listen to be a part of. Next team meeting next week, make sure y'all are here. We have David and Donnie coming for KWRI. Then Thursday, July 25th from 10 to 12, we are doing a buyer and listing presentation workshop. So if you've ever wondered, maybe you want to change your listing presentation or your buyer presentation, what are other agents doing? We're going to have that workshop opportunity here for you to listen in and be a part of as well.
And on that one real quick, bring your non-KW friends. A lot of them don't have any idea how to do this stuff. We want them to understand the processes too.
Yeah, and as we're talking about what do I need for a buyer listing presentation, there is a guide in command that you can take and kind of make your own. And I also know that Katya has also helped a couple agents revamp their listing and buyer presentations too. And then we have a team meeting on the 30th of July with Randy Little being here as our special guest.
And I'm not kidding.
I was waiting for it. There we go.
So how many of you remember when PFI was where College Scenic and Chestnut meet? Us old farts do. It started in this little warehouse and grew to this nationwide thing. He's going to talk about how to take local branding and make yourself even larger and up to the bigger scales like that. And how to take it and go to other things like Uncle Larry's Diner and then Missouri Berries and how you can take all these basic things and just explode with it. So it's gonna be fun.
And I think one of the things that I'm realizing more and more, especially going to CEO Summit last year, and it's going to be a big focus this year at CEO Summit Mega Camp, is your personal brand matters. So Rory Baden, who has the Brand Builders, is a great example of what a personal brand is. So what is your brand for your business? And I think we'll be able to hear that from Randy is like, how can you take that and make it just what it's all about you, right? What are the things that you enjoy and how do you find clients that match that brand that matches with you?
Very cool. Okay, so tell us what Quantum Leap is. and how
Yeah,
this
so
can help them
tomorrow
find
we
their
have
goals.
22 people joining us for Quantum Leap. So there is still time. We have 40 books available. I'm so excited for this opportunity. It will be 9 to 5 here in the training center. This class, I know online it says like 18 to 28. No worries if you, whatever age, you're more than welcome to be here for. But this class is all about your personal mission and what do you want to do for your life? It has nothing to do with real estate. When I took this class in 2019, it really changed my mindset of what does freedom mean to me? And previously when people talk about freedom, I thought it meant you had to have a lot of money. And freedom to me now is freedom of choice, freedom of time. And money is a byproduct to be able to help those in my family or other people close to me in need at a time. And so building out what do you want for your life? And so if you're at a point where you're like, I feel like I'm just going and I don't really know what the end point is, there's a difference between a goal and a mission. And a goal is if I can ever achieve it and check that box, that is a goal. Even if it's 20 years from now, if I can check it, that's a goal. A mission is something that you're always working towards, that there's always a passion that you're going to and that you'll never be able to check, but it's the people and the things that you're able to help along the way.
So one of your goals that I love is you don't ever want to have to say no.
Yeah.
You want to find a way to say yes and help somebody do something.
Yeah.
Did that come from Quantum Leap?
Yeah, that was a big thing for Trey and I is we never want to have to say no to experiences or no to be able to help people or family that need it. And so that could look different for everybody. So for us, that could be, you know, my parents are aging. So at a point that they may need assistance, we don't want to have to be the people to say, no, we can't help you. So everything we're doing is a byproduct of that. Or if we want to go and have experiences with our family, we want to be able to say, yes, we can do this. And so what do we need to do in our life to be able to have those experiences?
So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Ooh, that's good. On
You like
theme.
that?
That's on theme.
Quantum Leap will help you with that tomorrow. So the sign up, if you're online, is in the link.
It's free.
It is free. And just visit with us or Nicole or somebody, we'll get you signed up for tomorrow.
And if you have anybody non-real estate that you feel like would benefit from this class, invite them to be a part of it. Again, not real estate specific.
Absolutely. And mark your calendar, September 13th, third annual Hispanic Heritage Month Party. It's party for Hispanic Heritage Month. I keep saying that wrong. I get my space in the wrong spot there.
Yep, it's the first day of Hispanic Heritage Month, so we're gonna kick it off again like we have. It'll be in the parking lot. This year, we're not having the bounce houses, so you're welcome for everyone that helped us volunteer before with that. So we're looking at doing fun things, but we'll have a lot of amazing vendors. We're doing a lot of giveaways. So if you are a vendor and you want to help sponsor, amazing. If you have a giveaway, you want to help be a part of that, we would love that. And we'll also take volunteers. My favorite thing though, is going to every booth and eating something.
And this year, by going to each booth, you get entered into a drawing.
Yes, so we'll do like a passport, so you'll stop at every vendor, and then from there, you'll be eligible for giveaways.
And every booth will have tequila tastings.
Don't lie to me.
Oh, sorry, that's
Only
not.
certain booths apply.
Okay, maybe not.
That's just me.
You get your thing checked off by the last one, you're like, signed for.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Rich, we got a great crowd here also. Guess what? Today is Christmas in July. And joining us from the North Pole in Kentucky, we have Santa Claus.
Santa himself.
Is Santa
I don't
online?
know if it's Santa.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're gonna stop sharing screen here so we can see you.
Yeah, let's, I think that's definitely a big benefit is the visual. I don't know why that's funny. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
We're getting there.
That's okay. You're doing great. I love all the purple. I like the bags. Your audience looks decent, which is great. Got a lot of good things going. And I put my ugly sweater on, Christmas sweater in July. So I like that.
We know him. We know Santa.
We know him.
This is so great.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Scott Toombs.
Mike, thank you. It's okay. Give it up, guys. It's all right to clap. You can uncross your arm. There we go. Hey, number one, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I'm super excited to be on your call. I promise you, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to add value to you. Okay. How many of you would like to get some type of value added to you today? Just raise your hand. Okay, perfect. If your hand didn't go up, I want your neighbor to gently pop you in the back of the head because you weren't listening. But I think everybody wants value, right? So I want to start off with something. As I was preparing for this call, I went back and opened a book that I read a few months ago. And it really kind of got my mind set. And the book's called The Book of Mental Toughness. And the reason why, I'll be honest with you, I only read about the first 50 pages. Yet the first line to me in the introduction is what I want to lead our value with on this call. Okay. Here's what the first line it says, you are directly responsible for the state of your life. You are directly responsible for the state of your life. And that always hits me because I know there's only a few things that we control and there's a lot of things that we don't control. And yet I wonder what allows some people to have great success, great lives, show up as red dots all the time, and yet why some people get trapped in average. Okay. So I want you to go back. How many of you were 8 years old before? Raise your hand. If you were 8. Okay. Perfect. By the way, this is participatory. I can see you not participating on screen. So I want you to go back and I want you to step into your 8-year-old mind. And I want you to look at the remainder of this year. Okay. Now, remember, not who you are now as an 8-year-old. Financially, how would you end the rest of this year? Through your 8-year-old mind. And I want you to write that number down. What would that look like? From July the 16th till December the 31st, how much money would you make selling real estate? Did you write it down? Just say yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you as your adult self that you're going to hit that number? Just yell it out. Everybody yell at the same time, and that way nobody's embarrassed. I can hear everybody. Okay, go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
Very confident. 10.
Perfect. I heard some people say 3. Did somebody say 20? Because it was 1 to 10. So I think that's kind of it. I think it's kind of interesting that if we go back and take away all the stuff that we've been programmed into to thinking what's possible, and in Bold, we teach this. We say that we have this story, correct? which leads to the way that we think. It leads to the way that we feel. It leads to the actions that we take. It leads to the experience. And it goes right back in and feeds the story. Now, here's what I love. How many of you feel like you have more potential within you? Raise your hand. Yeah, I think every one of us believes that we have more potential within us. And yet it is not the potential that is the challenge. It is what we are willing to do that is going to be the difference maker. Everybody, every single person in this room that we're looking at it on the screen was born to be great. Are we willing to do what is required to have those outcomes? So let's just imagine this. Let's say that you hit your number for the rest of the year that your 8-year-old self would love to hit. Okay. What would that do for you and your family? Like, what would you do with it? How would it impact your life? I mean, is there a vacation you'd get to go on that you're not going on? Would one of your kids or grandkids not have to go into debt to go to college? Would we be able to pick our parents' care based on the best care or what we can afford? What does that outcome mean for you and your family? See, I don't think we have a challenge around motivation. I think we have a challenge around purpose. And once we get clarity of purpose on what that funds, I think it changes what we're willing to do to have that outcome. I'll give you an example. How many of you would love to take a listing this week? Just say aye. Aye. Perfect. Does anybody not want to sell real estate in the room? Okay. I love that. So if your life depended on you getting a listing this afternoon, what would you do different this afternoon that you didn't do yesterday? And I know why that question stumps us, because you're going back to yesterday and you're going, what did I do yesterday? What did I do to get a listing yesterday? And by the way, nobody's perfect. I get that. And yet when you look at outcomes, I want you to write this formula down. You know, I launched my first Keller Williams office after being in real estate for 9 months when I was 34 years old. So it was only a couple of years ago that I did this. I don't know. Not kidding. It was 19 years ago. But I launched that first Keller Williams office. Gary showed me a formula that I still think is so relevant. And it's in bold now too, differently. But I want you to write this down. Mindset plus action equals outcome. Mindset plus action equals outcome. I believe that every one of you have a greater goal to end in 2024 than your actual was in 2023. Am I right? Yes or no? Say yes.
Yes.
Did anybody want to get less healthy? Did anybody go, man, I hope I add on some pounds this year? You know, I hope I lose an ab. Okay. Did anybody say I want my relationships to get worse? I want to create less wealth. I want my business to go down. See, I think we all focus on the outcome, and yet what we don't understand, what we don't practice is what changes the outcome. And what changes the outcome is our habitual thinking and our habitual actions. How many of you brushed your teeth this morning? Raise your hand. Even if you didn't, please raise your hand. How many of you had to get up and negotiate with yourself to brush them? Like, oh my gosh, am I going to brush them today? Brush them, Scott. You're a toothbrusher. You're a toothbrusher. You're a toothbrusher. You got up and brushed your teeth based on the fact that you did it the day before. The day before, the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before. You don't even have to think about it. You get up and brush your teeth. Understand that real estate is so much like brushing your teeth. If you have people you don't want in your business, don't reach out to them. If you don't like a tooth in your mouth, stop brushing it. It will go away. Does that make sense? The reason why I think this is so important when we go back and understand it is not our potential that will lead us to where we want to go. It is what we are willing to do. And I asked this question because I mean it from my heart. Bold has changed my life. You have to understand, guys, personally, I'm somebody that grew up in LD classes. Do y'all know what LD classes are?
No,
They're learning disabilities. In the first grade, the teacher pulled me out of class, and I go to this trailer in the back. It had the LD on the side of it, had no idea what was going on. From the first to the fifth grade, every day I had to go to this LD class. And what it was is I had undiagnosed dyslexia and I couldn't read very well. So they put me in this class. I go to middle school. I failed the 7th grade. Okay. I failed the 7th grade, not because I was an athlete. Okay. I failed the 7th grade because I failed English every single quarter. Okay. Now I was so embarrassed. I didn't tell any of my friends. And in Alabama, they have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. 7th graders moved to the 8th grade. I was still stuck in 7th grade. I get to high school and I end up getting a football scholarship to go play college football. First person in my family to ever go to college. Super excited to take English 101. I didn't even know this. Do you know that they have remedial English in college? I had to go take 090. I didn't know they had that. And luckily I played football, so I knew everybody in the classroom. Super good. It took me 10 years to get a 4-year degree. As a matter of fact, I married my wife right before I graduated, and she had a party for me, and it said it's 10 years and he's not a doctor. So I want you to understand my mindset. It's still today sometimes that I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm challenged being in rooms with people that I've been in to speak up. Here's what I know though, because of this program and this company, it has allowed me to think differently about myself, which has changed my actions. So I don't care what you think about if I'm smart or not, because what I've learned is you're not thinking about me. How many of you are thinking about me? Raise your hand. Nobody. And you know who's thinking about you? No one. So when we talk about this, well, and here's the other thing, guys. I've launched the Keller Williams office in 2006. My goal was to make $100,000. And that was big as my life was. That's it. If I got to $100,000, I would be so wealthy. In 2014, our goal was to net $100,000 a month. Our goals financially in 2024 make my stomach throw up in excitement. And I will probably fail all 12 months of attaining that goal. But I can promise you this, that it is a higher number than I could ever imagine 19 years ago. But the things that have changed, believe it or not, were not the outcomes. What has changed is my thinking and my action. And that's what Bold does that no other program does. And please don't take my craziness for sales. In the end, you're going to make a choice on what you want to do. Here's what I'm going to challenge you with. If not this, what? Bold is the only course that teaches you how to think. And if we can learn how to think, we can change any single action out there. So my challenge is this, is if you don't have a plan that is going to get you a minimum, and this is not a guarantee because you have to do the work, right? Like I joined the gym, I drive by the gym every day. I apparently have to go work out in it to lose weight. So you can join Bold, but you still have to do Bold. But here's my point though. If not this, what? What are we waiting for? I mean, if we want to be different, if we want to have that life by design, if we truly want to fulfill that purpose, it's not magic. It's not special. You weren't born that way. I know our parents told us like, oh my God, look at my perfect baby. It's just choices that we make with the time that we have here. And Bold is proven to be a choice that gives you an amazing return on your investment of money and time. Here's what I can promise you. Number one, we'll coach you. Number two, you will have fun. You'll have so much fun that people think you're weird, okay? And number three, we're going to hold you accountable to the actions that you're committed to. Not for the sake of holding you accountable, for the sake of you going to find out that you can live your potential if you're willing to do what it takes to live it. Does that make sense? Yes or no? So I talked a lot. So please give me a takeaway, any takeaway whatsoever. If you read a book or if you watched Game of Thrones last night, is that still on?
Jen.
I got one.
Hit it, Jen.
Hi, friend. How are you?
Phenomenal. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Here, I'll come up here. Where can you see me at?
Oh, there you are. I see you now. Okay. Hey, Jen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm phenomenal.
Hey, I'm
Miss
gonna turn-
you.
I miss you. I'm gonna turn in my back to you and face
Sure.
God. Oh, okay. So I had the pleasure of working with Scott for, I don't know, Scott, 2 years?
Yep.
Coach, I was vice president of MAPS coaching. And I sat in this room, right? I sat in this room as an agent in 2012 and decided to go to my first Bold. From then, right, you hear Gary talk about you can be anywhere you want to be in 5 years. So from 2012 to, gosh, 2017, 2018, I was a buyer's agent. Then I took over running our team. Then I took over running MAPS, and I had the opportunity to get to work with Scott. What I got to see is information that not everybody gets to see. I get to see the impact that Bold has on agents. I've gotten to see it in my own life. Had Dan never walked into a Bold room, Dan never would have hired me. I still would be at another company. Dan went into a Bold room and his coach challenged him to get into coaching. Dan had to do the activities that he had to do in Bold to be able to afford a coach. And when he afforded a coach, the coach then talked to him about leverage. And then he came and found me and hired a buyer's agent from another company. He recruited me for a year before I came over. And I look at what this company has done, and I look at what Bold has done, and it's changed the trajectory of my life and my career. So I know some of you are in here and you're like, she's just trying to sell me this. I'm with Scott. Do it or don't. I will tell you though, choose your heart, right? If you choose Bold, it's hard. I get to say swear words now because I'm not part of KWRI. It's hard as shit to look at your kids in December and not have a pipeline for the next year. It's also really hard in August to sit in a classroom and make the contacts that you need to make to have the business that you want to have the future that you want to have. I got to take this summer off, which is why Scott misses me. I got to take this summer off because I made really hard choices for the last 12 years. Every day I showed up. Every day I built habits. Every day I brushed my teeth. Every day I did the lead generation. Every day I showed up for people that are important to me. But most of all, I showed up for my kids. And it was a decision that I made. And it started in Bold. But it started before I was in Bold. It started when Dan was in Bold. So if you look at a ripple effect or the trajectory of a life change, we have a team of people that are sitting back there that had Dan never gone to Bold would not be part of Keller Williams, right? Dan wouldn't be the OP had he not sat in a Bold room, which means our team wouldn't have recruited Shanna, who's your productivity coach, which means Dan wouldn't have recruited Rachel, who's your GM, which means the rest of your executive staff wouldn't be here. That's what happens in a Bold room. And it doesn't mean you're gonna see it in the 6 or 7 weeks, 7 steps, 8 weeks.
7 weeks.
This, I helped rewrite it. I'm really fond of the buy side week. But I think when you look at it, it is hard. Some of you are sitting in here and you're like, I'm not doing this again. Don't. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be there and I'll kick your ass next year. So anyways, Scott, I don't know if that helped or hurt you at all.
You can never hurt anything. So that's awesome. And I appreciate you sharing that, Jen. And you are amazing. And I do miss you tremendously. So just so you know that. But thank you. Let's give Jen a big hand. Yeah, and I do love what she said. We're not here to sell. We're here to help you make the best choice for you. I know Bold's not for everybody. There's a lot of people in the Olympics, and yet nobody remembers except for the gold medalists. So I just put yourself in a place where you feel you're going to have the best opportunity to create your life by design. And by the way, life by designs are possible. I didn't always believe that, but they are absolutely possible. And once you understand that, you'll crawl. You'll drag yourself by your fingernails to create it as soon as you believe it. Oh, Mike, did we get value out of that? Yes or no?
Yeah, stay with us because we're not done yet. So.
Okay, I'll stay here. I got a
Incredible
sweater
value.
on.
So we wanted to tie this all in. Why on earth did we do a purple Christmas tree and purple donuts? July's done. If you're writing a contract now, you're looking late August. The stuff you do in August, September, and October is going to influence what happens to your family in Christmas. That's why we did Christmas in July. We're already in the Christmas season. And so if you take advantage of doing bold, it will set you up not only for this end of the year, but also for your 2025, which I cannot believe we're saying 2025. So we put the dates up here so you can see what it is. If you've never done it before, there's a thing called First Steps, which is Tuesday, August 6th. Then we skip a week for Mega Camp, and then we come back in 7 weeks, 9 to 3-ish every day. And what it does is it helps you learn how to do the next things. Like Jen couldn't have, I mean, that's the speech right there on what this does to you. Or Scott saying, you know, people who have never seen you in a different way, you get to create your own story of it. And it all ties in back to Quantum Leap, back to everything we do here is about the life you live, not just selling a house here and there. So if you've never done it before, you can get it half price basically by doing the things. You see, we got a payment plan here. So if you want to do it and sign for full first step or full thing, it's $7.99. We just put it on your account and it can be, I can't talk. Help me with that.
First time attendees for bold. If you, here's some criteria, 85 attendance to graduate, 201 plus new contacts in command, bold 100 completing, and your first closing by November 30th. If you have attended bold, we also have the option where we will pay the upfront costs, and then over your next 2 closings, you can pay it back. So don't feel like you have to have any money out of your pocket today.
And we actually have several scholarships available for it too. So if you're unsure, talk to leadership team. We might do some kind of form depending on how many we have come in, but Scott has provided some scholarships. Several of our ALC have provided scholarships, and in the past, other agents have. We will find a way to help you get into this class. And my clicker's not clicking. Okay, the big thing is doing this while the rest of the industry is going, oh my gosh, let's put the brakes on here on what happens. This is where we get our unfair advantage. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
So guess what? We got gifts to give away. So get out your tickets.
What are some of our options for gifts?
Bags and boxes.
Bags and boxes.
Free mail, yeah.
If you draw your ticket, you have the opportunity to come up here and you can pick from any of these wonderful gifts that are up here.
Except the big snowman. That's special for these.
Oh, what do you need? Okay.
Oh, the
So
big-
let's put this over here. So
No,
then,
that one's good.
I know, so that way no one can grab the other one.
That's right.
But I picked that one first. You tell me now I can't pick it?
You can.
Okay, so the first ticket. 3916500. Stop. No, I'm so sorry. What are the chances?
It's rigged.
Donate it back, okay. What are the chances? Okay. Now I can draw the rest of them. His tickets pulled out. 5905412. Grant. Pick your choice, Grant. Yay, Grant.
And then you can steal, no, never mind. That's-
We're not playing that kind of game today. Okay.
That was it?
Open it, tell us what you got.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Make him jealous.
Ooh, little Academy gift card.
Ooh.
Suddenly they're like, okay, game's on.
5905402. Come pick your gift.
Come on down.
That's right. Making our way up here, I'm gonna draw the second one. 5905410.
What are we taking, bags or
Any of
boxes?
any of the bags or boxes?
Cody won.
Oh, you want the box? Okay, hey, open the box. Tell us what's in there.
You don't get to pick that. Nope. Nope.
It's an Amazon box.
I've always wondered, you must be in the prime.
Oh. Ooh, Dunkin' Donuts for the coffee lover. 3916466. Starbucks. Oh, Chet, what would you like, Chet? And I'll grab it for you. This one? Okay. I can't get it together. What'd you get?
Starbucks.
Oh, okay, cool. What about the purple one? 391-6483. Oh, Mark, come get it, Mark. Someone's grabbing the toy away from us. At least from- Yeah, I know. I can have it. 391-6480.
Subway.
Subway. Go Tim. Hey Tim, come get your choice. Love this shirt, by the way.
Mark, what'd you get?
You got Subway. 590-5404. Woo, you gotta tell us what you got. Yes. Anything good? Oh. Go. Okay.
Now they're just boxes
Yeah.
now.
What'd you get, Cass? Anything good? No. 3916481. 39, okay, Daniel, come pick one of the boxes.
I'm in shock.
I know, I'm surprised the boxes are still here. Pick any one that you'd like.
Let's go for the big
Okay.
box. That's it.
Open it up and let us know. 3916470. 391-6470. Jars.
Must be present for
Let's be present. Where's Stickler? 590-5413. Wow, 590-5413. All right, there we go. One of, and then we have two more.
Daniel's right in that box.
Really take
I
it
think
up.
I'll take the purple box.
Yep. 391-6464. Okay, Kara. Okay, last one. Ooh, Chipotle. 391-6492.
What if Chipotle was pronounced like Aristotle? And vice versa?
Chipotle. 391-6492. No. Okay.
What could it be?
391-6494.
Oh.
There.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Justin. It's you. You win. Okay, so.
Wow, free ticket to Mega Camp. No way.
What's it say?
Free ticket to Mega Camp.
I was like,
You got the winning bowl ticket.
you got the boat ticket.
All right. Cool.
All of them are. Sonic, cool. What did Justin get? Oh, Target. Target.
Yes.
It's French. Love it.
So as you can tell, today we're getting ready to build the bowl to get it going. So we have forms over here for the payment plans and the different styles of doing it. We would love to have as many people sign up by the end of today as possible. But quick story real quick. So a guy goes out, buys a brand new beautiful piece of land. Well, it's not brand new, it's been there for a while. But he buys this piece of land.
This is filled with diamonds.
Yes. So he starts building a house. Notice the land next to it, nobody's ever in it at all. This is years he's building this house because he had a contractor from the lake. So it takes forever to get it done. Finally, one day he sees the guy in the new land. He goes over and says, "Hey, I've been looking for you for years." He said, "Yeah, I've owned this property forever." He says, "Where are you gonna build a house on?" He says, "No, I can't." He said, "Underneath the surface, it is loaded with diamonds." Guy says, "Well, what are you gonna do with it? Why don't you go get them?" He says, "Have you seen the price of shovels?"
Oh, come on.
And I think sometimes we look at it that way. Bold is you getting a shovel to get your own diamonds. Can you open that package?
It's like, yeah.
Hey, it's
Be up front. Do we really have to tape it this much?
Sorry, how I wrapped it. Did we
Really tape?
a knife? It should just open. This was not supposed to be complicated, I guess.
Oh, here.
Oh,
So what we're asking you to do is buy your own shovel to make your Christmas amazing. So everybody that's signed up for Bold by the end of tonight, whether it's First Steps or Full, and if you signed up before, is going into a drawing. We're giving away 2 tickets to Greater Heartland Regional Summit, which is November down in Branson. So everybody that's signed up by tonight goes into that drawing. Yeah, and if you signed up 2 weeks ago, you're in the drawing too. Okay, gang, we believe so much in Bold. That's why we go to all these crazy things and do this stuff, because we know if we can get you in that room, it will change your life. And if you get people that aren't in Keller Williams, they've never learned this kind of stuff. I didn't start learning these things till 2019 when I came over here. So look for people you know that need the help. We're thrilled that we get to do a Bold with you all this year.
Hey, Mike, I'm already signed up. Does anybody want a free ticket? Take it now, or I'll give it to somebody else.
I'll take it.
Right here.
Uh-oh. Who was first? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
saw his
it's right
hand.
here. You guys can fight over.
Brad, you can figure it out, not us. One of the things I do want to mention, when Mike said we had some scholarship opportunities for Bold, some of those scholarship opportunities wouldn't have been possible without Coach Scott. So Coach Scott actually Venmoed us some money to pay for some of our attendees to go to Bold. So thank you to Coach Scott for giving us that donation for that.
Bold thoughts.
I think one of the things I think about is some people go, oh, they're talking about Bold. Oh, it's this time of year again, time to push it. There's a reason why we do it. We haven't been through a Bold where we haven't had multiple people come up to us and say, this experience changed my life. Or I was able to meet a lot of great people in my group that I've now formed relationships or referral partner relationships with. And so it's not just something, it's not the sales pitch that we do, it's because we truly believe it. And at times it seems hard as a leadership team because we're talking about all these amazing products, classes, trainings, events that Keller Williams has. And it's not that we're here to sell you on anything. It's because we truly believe it. We either know agents that have experienced this and changed their life, or we've experienced it ourselves. And so every time we're talking about all these things, we get it. There's tons of things going on and we know you can't do all of those things. And so you have the opportunity that you get to choose which would be best for your schedule because everybody's at a different point. Yet if you are on the fence, I would highly recommend just giving us a chance of seeing what this experience could be like. Because just like I tell everybody that joins Keller Williams, if you put both feet in, you will experience Keller Williams 10X. I've never had somebody that says, I've been to every training, I've done everything you've told me to do, and I still haven't gotten value. And so this is one of those opportunities as well, that I would say if you put both feet in, you're gonna get 10X in it.
We're hoping you all have an incredible Christmas, and we want to hear stories of what Bold has done to make that happen for you. Reminder, next week, the new contracts and the best practices of it. We're hoping we have this many people and even more to learn that, because you got to be able to write contracts if you're going to have a good Christmas too.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach Scott, for being with us.
Thank you, Coach Scott.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Santa.
Before we go, get the forms over here. I think they're between Shannon and Landon. We want to get you signed up today so you're in that drawing. Thank you much. See you all later.
Merry Christmas. Merry Pride Day.